I would have been the last person they thought that would have done heroin because I had everything. Everything was great about my life on the outside, but nobody knew what I was struggling with deep down.
Because nobody goes in saying, I want to go ahead and get addicted.
I was never raised to steal and lie and do all that stuff that basically the heroin tells you to do.
It's become such an epidemic in that most of these young people, when they try it one time, they're hooked.
It's destroying communities. It's destroying families and individuals.
I've overdosed 3 separate times, and it completely took over my life, and I had no control.
It makes you feel helpless. You know, it makes you feel that when you knew these young people, they were vibrant. They were, some of them were on the honor roll. Some of them were participating in athletics, sports, and now, you know, you're seeing them at their worst moment ever, and you just wonder why it happened and how it could be prevented.
Last year, Westmoreland County felt the pain of nearly 200 drug and alcohol-related deaths. This video is part of Operation Prevention, brought to you by the Norwin School District in partnership with Excela Health. Our goals are to establish a curriculum about the science of addiction in opioids and heroin, engage the school community in the fight against opioids and heroin, and better connect with the government resources for expanded education, prevention, and training opportunities for everyone touched by this epidemic. Everyone.
My name is Abby Zorzai, and I graduated from Norwin in 2012. I played basketball for all 4 years, and I played softball from freshman till senior year when I was in school in Norwin. And then my sophomore year of high school, I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and they sent me home with a prescription for Vicodin. And once I started to drink alcohol, take those pills, I just felt like a completely different person.
My name is Lauren Karcher, and I am the head girls soccer coach at Norwin and a teacher in the district. I think sometimes as adults we don't always realize the amount of pressure that we're putting on our students and our athletes. They have pressure from their families, from different teachers, pressure to make good grades at school, pressure to balance the various schedules that they have from practices to games, and then the pressure that they put upon themselves to succeed and to be the best that they're able to be.
It just made me feel good, and it made me feel like I didn't have to worry about how people perceive me and just everything, and all my worries and anxieties just were gone, and that's why I continued to take it. And then once I became physically addicted, I couldn't stop. Before I knew it, I didn't have any more left. I called my dentist back up and I asked him if he could send me more, so it was really easy for me to just ask somebody that I was friends with where I could get Vicodin or whatever pain pill it was that I wanted, and it kind of progressed from there and ended up with heroin.
My name is Dr. Scott Berry. I'm one of the pain management physicians at Excela Health. One of the early signs of opioid misuse or abuse is really running out of medications, running out early, calling your physician multiple times, shopping around to different physicians in the area, trying to get medications. Physicians now are much more aware than 5 years ago. And as a community, Excela Health is really trying to take a stand in preventing this because we know how many people are dying on a daily basis.
Once I did heroin, my life completely just changed. It was not fun. It was miserable for me. I lied, I cheated, I stole.
My name's Megan Billick-DeFazio. I am a criminal court judge here at the Court of Common Pleas of Westmoreland County. I'm also one of the presiding judges over the Westmoreland County Adult Drug Treatment Court. The vast majority of the cases we see in criminal court are the result of drug and alcohol addiction. I would venture to say maybe 90% of the cases that we see on the criminal docket are the result of drugs and alcohol. The vast majority of crime in Westmoreland County is the result of the drug epidemic.
My name is Dave Brzeski. I'm the head football coach here at Norwin High School. I also teach here at Norwin High School and have been employed with Norwin School District for the last 22 years. And I say to my students all the time, life is about the outcome of all the choices that you make in your life. And a lot of times you can be right 999 times out of 1,000, and that one time you make a wrong decision, it can change the outcome of the rest of your life.
Before I knew it, within like a week, I was injecting it, and after that, I was doing it probably 5, 6, 7 times a day, and it completely took over my life, and I had no control. And that's when people around me knew that something was going on, because I lost all this weight. I didn't want to go to school and play sports anymore. I didn't care about schoolwork. I just didn't care about anything in my life except for heroin.
Warning signs that I think that a parent could look for would be if they were extra tired, if they went from suddenly being injured and in a lot of pain to no longer feeling that pain, too quickly getting back out there, going against doctor's orders, shying away from social activities, or maybe isolating themselves into their bedrooms, seeing mood changes or mood swings.
My name's Tim McCabe, and I am assistant principal at the high school, and I'm also the drug coordinator for their prevention and awareness program that we've instituted throughout the community. Change in attitudes with their children, grades dropping, changing friends, being locked in their room all the time by themselves, losing interest in their sports, in their hobbies, in things that they used to love to do when they were younger.
And my parents really struggled a lot, and people close to me. It was kind of hard to keep it a secret. When anybody saw me, I looked awful. I was stealing everything from them, money, just checkbooks, any valuables I could find, I was taking to the pawn shop. And then basically my parents became a prisoner in their own homes, and they had no choice but to kick me out. I was kind of hoping deep down that I would just get caught.
My name's Lieutenant Rod Mahinsky. I'm a member of the North Huntington Township Police Department in my 40th year of service. Once they run out of their resources in home and family and friends, they'll move up to retail thefts. The preliminary figures look like there's going to be somewhere around 194 alcohol and drug-related deaths, with about 130 of those being fentanyl related, which is a very strong additive that's put into most of the heroin that's out there on the street today. And it's very fast and very fatal.
If you buy medication off the street that you think is, a Xanax, or you think it's just heroin, but the truth is it actually has a much stronger drug, fentanyl, in it. And if you take that medication, there's a high likelihood of you just not breathing and dying, or your friend not breathing and dying. And unfortunately, that happens more frequently than not.
I've overdosed 3 separate times. I was just hoping that I wouldn't wake up, that the heroin would just finally take me away and that would be it. But there's a reason I'm here today, so I'm glad that didn't happen.
Abby reached out to Carmen Capozzi, a well-known drug awareness advocate who lost his own son to heroin addiction. That was the turning point. He
understood what I was saying and what I was going through. And, I went into rehab, and I remember calling him like the day I got out, and, I just told him thank you, because I don't know if I ever would have made that decision if I didn't meet him.
My name is Brandon Rapp. I'm the Director of Athletics and Student Activities at Norwin School District. One of the big things, again, is to know that this epidemic knows no boundaries, just to make those parents aware that there are resources out there. There is help out there for students.
My name is Michael Chobe. I'm the Norwin High School principal. My role as the high school principal is to really lead in both curriculum and in co-curricular activities. So we really try to focus on infusing our drug and alcohol prevention into our embedded curriculum. We have a high school SAP team. SAP is our student assistance program. And we have teachers who are willing to take on the responsibility of mentoring, of identifying students in need from drug and alcohol concerns. And that has grown because they recognize the need that kids have to seek out positive role models at school.
My name is Dr. William Kerr. I'm superintendent of the Norwin School District here in Westmoreland County. I believe we can't do enough. And here in Norwin, we had a pilot program at the middle school this past school year. That pilot program proved to be so successful at the middle school that parents, through a survey, said we need to expand it to the elementary level as well as the high school level. The newest program is Operation Prevention, which does in effect focus on drug addiction and the science of addiction and how it affects the brain and the body.
Once I put a chemical in my body, it doesn't matter if it's alcohol, marijuana, heroin, pills, it does not matter. I lose the ability to make choices. I just think it's important for parents to have that open communication with your kids and just sit down and talk. I wish that I would have been able to do that, with my parents in the beginning, and maybe things wouldn't have got to, as bad as they did.
I think number one, the most important thing is communication. I think you have to have open lines of communication of not just putting your head under the sand.
Don't say that it's not going to happen to my son or daughter, because it will. And you got to be 100% on board, and you got to be paying attention to what's going on. And drug addiction is a disease that turns your life upside down and inside out. It changes the personality, it changes the character, it changes everything about the individual that you once knew, and it turns them into people that I'm sure they don't want to be, but they have to be because the main thing in their life is their next dose of drugs.
What's the sense of me getting clean and doing all these great things and not being able to share it with anybody else? I really want to work with people and that struggle with the same thing as I do. Addiction does not discriminate, doesn't matter what age, gender, race, doesn't matter. It doesn't care, and it happened to me.
Norwin School District, in partnership with Excela Health, encourages you to attend our meetings, stay connected to our online resources, and get involved with drug awareness.